Hello and half a day, everybody. This is Nurse Jen Explains, the podcast where we make you laugh a lot and, gosh, we might even teach you something about health. I'm Jason Salas.
Okay.
This is Nurse Jen Artero, the woman with the answer to every single question you could have about your mind, your body, your spirit.
No. But Heller and half a day. We're so glad.
Is that your catchphrase? Heller?
Heller. No, it's today. Everybody was teasing me about it's. Help check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Okay.
Right?
That's your other phrase. Okay, you can catch Jen every Tuesday on Health Check on KU News Extra. But right now we are coming to you live and we want to see what you have to say. So send us your comments because we are intimately interested in what you have to say about health. Because Jen, we are talking about something interesting today: fighting the effects of father time.
Right.
Something we can't do anything about.
Yes, absolutely. So
unless you're Dorian Gray or Benjamin Button. Or...
Yeah, right. So we thought today would just be silly, funny, right? And figure out what we all wanted as the aging process trickles along throughout our lifespan, right? What we want to do. So true story.
Oh boy.
I know, right? So I have a girlfriend. We're on vacation together. She's in the bathroom getting ready. She comes out. She has a towel over her head, and I say to her, I heard the blow dryer, and she's like, yeah, I was blow drying my private part, and I was like, what, girl? That is too much hair if you got to blow dry your private part, right? So then, she says to me, did you know you get gray hair down there? And I was like, no, I never really thought.
Well, that is part of the aging process. What is this? What is the science behind that? Behind why?
I don't know the science, but I know we all just typically gray, right?
No, because isn't it because as you age, your body and your pores produce less and less of the. Is it melanin?
Yep.
It is melanin that the same thing that gives your skin, your dermis, its color, also colors your hair.
And then it slowly gets. So then she says, "What are my options? What are your options if you go?" Because she still has a active sex life, and she doesn't want to be gray.
So it's more of a cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, functionally, there is no difference, and there's no.
I told her I have no clue. What are the options? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have options, if you're gray down there and you're sexually active,
that's interesting.
What do you do? Brazilian.
Uncle
Kid, Brazilian.
I mean, yeah, you could completely.
Yeah.
Get rid of the offensive.
Yeah, but what if you're not into that? Can we dye it? I don't even know. You can dye. Did you know you can dye your eyebrows and your eyelashes? I don't know how you do the eyelashes without it seeping into your.
Okay, some people, I've been accused, and I've even self-admitted. I have Peter Pan syndrome, right? I don't want to grow up.
Oh, okay.
When I started actually going, and granted, the majority of the gray hair that I have now only has happened like in the last maybe year, and I think that's because of the huge amount of stress that I went through. Like last year, we lost my dad, we lost my grandfather, had some pretty heavy year emotionally, like last year for me and everything like that. But I actually got my first gray hair, I think when I was like 22, and it was just like really sporadic ones here and there. And it is true. If you don't want to go gray faster, do not pull it. I know it's tempting, and just color it. Color
is that true?
Yeah, the more you pull at it and everything like that.
I pull like crazy. If I can't get to the hair salon on time, I pull like crazy.
Do you have? Okay, no.
Yeah, I just pull. I don't know.
Okay.
If I got more.
I'm 45 this year, and I guess everybody on Facebook's gonna laugh at this, but you were talking about. I mean, hair is hair, right?
Yes.
It's going to go gray. Obviously, your head is the most visible, but obviously other regions in your body can go gray. I've actually got now gray hairs on the inside of my nose.
Ah, yes, and your ear. How about your ear?
I'm not that old. Where you get once you get hair coming out of your ears,
I know,
that's a milestone.
I know. Sometimes when
it's probably not something you want to brag about unless you're applying for AARP.
Right. I had one gray hair on my eyebrow. You feel sorry for me, right?
Have you ever had clear hair?
What does that mean, clear hair?
No, it's completely devoid of any sort of pigmentation at all. Like it'll grow. Like I've got one that actually grows up right above my eyelash. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a mutant pore or something.
Clear hair.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
You just made that up.
No, you really can't. I mean, you have to pull it out, but it's basically transparent.
Oh, nope, never seen it, never heard of it.
Yeah.
Dun. First time, but I'll do my research on it.
Yeah. So going old, right? From a nurse's perspective, there's a psychological effect. Some people, I would say maybe more so with women because so much of the aging process, there's a physical cosmetic change that you go through.
Mm-hmm.
We get wrinkles, we get stretch marks, we get cellulose, we get gray hair, as we've just covered. You know, your voice changes, your voice may. Okay, when we go through puberty, of course, your voice cracks and your voice drops.
You're gonna look hotter with your wrinkles and all that, and I'm just gonna look like an old haggard woman. Like, men age wonderfully. I'm like amazed how many men that I see later on in life, like, dang, he looks good.
I don't like this.
Versus women, I go, whoa, she looks tired. She looks like she needs some water.
Well, let's take some examples. Who are examples of some like celebrities?
Oh, I was gonna say, we're not talking about local people, right?
No. So some celebrities that have aged very, very well, or you could never tell like they're as old as they are.
Angelina Jolie.
How old is Angelina now?
Jennifer Lopez. Freaking hot.
Okay, well then again, when you work out like 9 hours a day and you can afford any kind of like, you know.
True, but those are like my top. Like, damn, they look hot and
I'm thinking,
sexy.
I'm thinking Jamie Lee Curtis. Remember when she did that movie? Remember when she did True Lies? When Jamie Lee Curtis did True Lies, I think she was in her 50s at that point and everything, and she looked phenomenal.
Okay, how about today?
Like who's older right now? That Sharon Osbourne looks really good.
Oh,
I mean, she's had a lot of work done though.
Oh yeah, she looks good. She really does. Yeah.
But again, the difference between men and women, and I'm not trying to be narcissistic or vain or anything like that, but some people have actually told me, because I'm like, oh man, my hair's going gray and everything like that. They're like, dude, go with it. They're like, that is a gift from God. The silver fox thing is a thing.
Okay, so we can vote on that. Should we all go gray, or should we keep dyeing it? So Nurse Jen keeps dyeing it. Jason's gonna go all natural, which is the way to go.
Is grayness hereditary in your family?
No.
Oh, it's not. So you're not gonna go gray. So you have nothing to worry about.
I am gonna go gray. We all go gray eventually, don't we? So let's talk about the difference between menopause and menopause.
Oh boy.
What's the difference between menopause and menopause? So we get a little bit irritable, but men...
A little bit?
We get a little irritable, a little not so nice to hang out with, but
a little bit?
Men, when they go through menopause, they get a new car, a new woman, right?
So
new condo.
So that's more psychological.
I don't know. You tell me, because you're going to go through menopause at some point. I'm going to go through menopause at some time, so... Okay,
again, what is the science behind menopause and menopause? I've never heard of menopause.
You've never heard of menopause? Because you haven't hit it yet. Your dad never hit it.
Okay, at what point? No, my dad was always. I mean, my dad had a temper anyway.
Okay.
So if he did, I probably wouldn't have noticed. And he was always.
I'm sure like not everybody goes to the true classic menopause, but you can tell when they trade in the old wife for the new chapmat, and I think they're at menopause. Right?
Oh, so this is something that's true to men and women, where you actually go through. It's. Mm-hmm. Is it a reduction in hormones that are produced, or you have an abundance, or?
No, we have a reduction. We have an alteration of the hormones. We're not producing as much as some. Maybe we're producing more of another. Men, it's a little bit different.
So this is like Act 3 in the 3-act play. You have prepubescence, you have puberty, and puberty is like what, from 16 to 40s, 50s?
Oh, 40s, 50s.
Oh no, okay, puberty's. but then after that.
Then you're still going through puberty.
But then you reach. I don't know why she just said that.
Your voice hasn't dropped yet.
Yeah. So and then the menopause factor is the third phase.
Yes, where life just is different. Women have hot flashes.
And that's middle age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women are irritable. We have hot flashes. Well, not everyone.
I didn't know that men go through menopause.
Some are beautiful. They just age beautifully. You didn't even notice they went through menopause. And God bless you for the women that don't go through any signs and symptoms. But for the ones that do, there's a little variation in the personality, the behavior, the characteristics. A little, right?
How does it manifest though? Is this more sensitive to things, or just they get angry at more things, or just like your
right? Yeah, totally.
Your tolerance is so much shorter.
Tolerance is shorter.
See, I think that's experience too, because you've been around the block so many different times. It's like, okay, I've already know how the story's gonna end and everything. I'm at the point in my career where I've got a mortgage and I've got kids to worry about and tuition payments and everything. I haven't got time to mess around with. I know what the outcome of this is going to be.
I'm gonna disagree. I think there are some real serious physical and psychological changes that goes through a man and a woman when they hit menopause and menopause. Women seem to gain weight when they hit menopause.
Okay, and that's physiological.
Woman wants to gain weight and physical. I mean, you're seeing the roles of chunkiness coming on, and you're like, I don't get it. I'm not eating anymore. I'm still exercising the same way. Why am I gaining weight? Maybe because you've hit menopause.
Your metabolism finally starts to slow down.
Your metabolism finally, well, maybe a lot of women say it just stops when you hit menopause. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't slow down. It just completely stops, and we're set and we're done.
Well, I do know when you hit, when all of us hit, and this is irrespective of gender, when people hit their much older stage, when you're in the twilight of your life, shocking to me was that your predecessor, like Dr. Yit Kalam, she was telling us that when you are older, you actually sleep less well because your body isn't producing, the enzyme that allows you to have, peaceful sleep.
I can tell you today, I don't sleep as well as I did when I was 18, 20, 30.
No, I was shocked. When my parents were both senior citizens, and they were like, yeah, we have not had a good night of sleep.
Same as me.
In a while. No, but this is when my parents were, 70.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
This is much older.
All right.
But it sounds like when you're saying menopause, that's that's kind of that's a tongue-in-cheek thing. You're saying if older guys, they're not dating in their own peer groups anymore. They're going for the young girls. They're going for more material possessions and everything. That's completely psychosomatic. It sounds like.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And they're thinking
they're cleaning house.
Yeah, so
they're cleaning house.
So whereas women, you may have it's something more physiological.
Yes.
What it sounds like you're saying is men, it's more self-fulfilling prophecy, where if I do a lot of things
I agree. But if you guys disagree, let us know. Maybe it's different. Maybe menopause is different for some. Men don't admit stuff, and that's the truth. If a man goes through psychological, physiological, psychomatic changes, they're not going to tell their wife or their mom or whoever. They're just going to keep it to themselves, right? Don't you think?
Well, millennials these days are,
But us women, we're like
Marcus, our camera guy. He's very sensitive. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Marcus is the man.
Yeah, right.
So let's play a little game. You want to play a little game?
Sure, that sounds like fun. And you can play at home too. We want to know. Join in on comments because I have no idea what's going on here. We're operating without a net.
Let's just play a game. Let's just see if you had the option to pick. Because there are, as a nurse, sometimes I'm doing geriatric patient care, and I'm always wondering, is this what she would have wanted? Is this what he would have wanted? I don't know what they would have wanted. So.
We're gonna play Would You Rather.
Would You Rather?
Okay.
Gentlemen, are you ready to play? Let's do it.
Now we've opened up our game to the millennial mind.
Jason,
yes, ma'am.
Would you rather wear diapers or have a bedpan?
Okay. Because I'm married to my work and because I'm a company guy, I have always said that I would wear Depends now. I would wear those today if it could actually help me be more productive.
You would wear them today.
And I have actually taken care of elderly people.
Yes, with both. I have two.
Yeah.
Both a bedpan and with a diaper.
And with adult diapers, they tend to be a little less messy. Generally speaking.
More convenient, easy. I don't got to clean the bedpan afterwards and flush it down the toilet.
However, and no joking matter here.
Yes.
When a person who requires that kind of care hits that stage in their life, it is a massive behavioral and mental hurdle that the patient and the caregiver have to get past.
I agree.
The patient itself, especially like if they're male, the fact that you've actually reached a point in your life when you have to go back to wearing a diaper, it can be very humiliating. It can be very humbling. The fact that you actually have to have someone to change you and everything like that.
Fasten the seat belts on the left side.
Yeah,
and the right
it's
side.
not an easy thing. And I've heard healthcare practitioners, they've said if you're caring for someone, when they reach the point when they need to have those kind of like that apparatus and everything like that, it's a very big switch. And if you're a caretaker too, I mean, you've got health, you've got professional nurses training and everything. And that's what you do. If you're an office worker like me, saying, okay, I've got to go back to being like the diaper guy, there is a mental. That's a big roadblock that you got to get past.
So I disagree with Jason. I don't want to sit in my pee and poo all day long, because who knows when they're going to change my diaper. I'm gonna ring the bell, and what if they don't come right away when I ring the bell? So I want a bedpan. I don't want a diaper. But it's interesting because as a nurse, it's more convenient for me if my patient has a diaper. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
easier to clean them up.
So while personally for me I want a bedpan, it's more convenient for me as a nurse if my patients have a diaper.
Why don't we try that? We'll do that, and for the edification of our viewers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's both wear Depends for
What?
one day next week, and we'll come back and we'll report on next week on Nurse Jen Explains. If you could go through the whole day doing that, there's nothing wrong with it, and
okay, it's a challenge.
that's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Can somebody do the challenge with me? Like, can I get somebody else to do the
To
challenge?
witness it.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know I'm crazy. I'll try anything.
You are,
It's
you're
okay.
crazy.
No, so I would have a diaper. Jen would go for the bedpan.
All right. Okay. Dentures or Duffy? So dentist tells you this is rotten, this tooth's rotten, this tooth, I gotta pull this one out, I
Dentures.
gotta pull this one out.
Dentures.
Your options are, and we've seen it a lot here on Guam, right? We've seen all the people that just said, not gonna do it, not gonna do the dentures, not gonna do the glue, just gonna go Duffy, all natural.
What would you do?
I'm gonna do dentures too.
I would do dentures, and again, because we work in a visual medium, we're coming to you on
I
Facebook and on
know.
YouTube. For the TV thing,
I just
there's
don't,
still that.
I just want to chew my food. I don't want to drink my food. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're Duffy.
Okay, you're also thinking functionally and everything.
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
when we have patients that have all these missing teeth and they're on like a mash diet, a liquid diet, we gotta mash their corned beef
Mhm.
because they can't chew the corned beef, so we're gonna make it into a pureed
Okay,
type
so-
of corned beef. So they're kind of drinking their corn.
Another side story too is like if you are older and you've reached that point when you need dentures, sometimes your dentist will say we need whatever teeth are remaining,
Yeah.
we have to pull all of them out and then make you a fresh set of dentures.
Yes, yeah. And there's so many types of
People just think dentures are maybe like one or two replacement teeth or those porcelain veneers and everything. No,
Mhm,
that is a major life step.
but major cost too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Permanent, you can get permanent dentures, you can get partial dentures where you remove it every single night, you clean it out, versus permanent. Either way, you're gonna spend a lot of dough.
What would you rather do?
Yep. Okay, hearing aid or, What'd you say?
Wait, can we get your phone? We gotta check the comments here.
What?
Well, grab your phone. We gotta
Grab
check
my
the comments.
phone?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I'm thinking. Okay, so
Okay.
Jen's got here on the paper.
So,
Topic
if
number.
you,
Wait, you gotta turn this
are
on.
you gonna wear a hearing aid or you just want to keep going?
Oh
What?
no, definitely hearing aid.
What do I do now? I don't know.
Okay, no,
right.
hearing aid definitely.
I think I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be the one that goes, huh? What did you say? Because I don't think I want to every single day put it in, put it out. Only from a nursing perspective, I hear patients say there's a lot of ringing in my ears from
Oh.
the hearing aid, and then they get tinnitus. They get like balazzo, like they're dizzy, right, from the hearing aid. And I don't think I could. I just don't feel like I want to deal with that every single day. To be like, oh my gosh, my hearing aid was ringing and it was bothering me. So I'm going to.
Ken St. Nicholas is in the back, and he said, first of all, he said he would rather wear diapers, so that's 3 of us. And he would say he would rather actually wear a hearing aid. And I'm thinking altruistically, I would rather wear a hearing aid because it helps me and it helps the people who are trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I've also conversed with people
Mm.
who are very, very hard of hearing, and it can get very uncomfortable.
I know. My grandma's like that, but
Yeah.
I'll just repeat it 8,000 times. Can you just tell me your statement like 8,000 times and I'll be like,
No. Plus, I'm a technology guy, so the hearing aids were invented. I mean, there is a point to them.
all right, nursing home or we're going to bother our family members to take care
Wait, you're
of
just
us?
skipping around, huh?
I am.
Okay, we went from number 3 to number 6. Even
Nursing
though you
home or we're going to ask our family members to take care of us? Do we burden them?
Okay, for me, it's always
who are you going to burden? Your sister?
no. It's always been a big part for me not
what are we gonna do?
not to impose
Me
on
too.
people.
So
If I could afford it,
nursing home?
nursing home.
Nursing home?
It's a facility where you have trained medical professionals. I don't have kids, but if I did at that point, I wouldn't want to, impose on them and say, okay, you've got your own families, your own mortgages, your own lives, and everything like that. Let's.
So,
yeah.
this is what I tell, because I got 2 kids, right? I say, if you're gonna put mommy in a nursing home, tell mommy now, and I'll put you in a foster home right now, and you can be raised in a foster home.
Okay, no, that is a very valid point though, because a lot of people believe it's like, hey, you know, it's we
Like,
take care of ourselves, we don't
right?
abandon our family.
Never. Like, mommy has done everything for you. You can't just take care of mommy till she dies. I don't know, right? So I kind of I'm gonna burden one of the two of my daughters. I'm gonna make them take care of me. They can take turns. Maybe 1 year I live with daughter number 1, and
Remember this moment.
second year I live with daughter number 2. And I said to them, so before you marry your husbands, you need to tell them that I'm included in the package. And if they don't want their mother-in-law in the then you're not marrying that one. Get it?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm all about bothering my family members and making them take care of me. But we have great long-term care facilities here on Guam, Jason. You'll either be at St. Dominic's or Jason's going to be at SNU, and they're both great long-term care facilities that I highly recommend, and you'll be taken care of. You'll be good to go. All right.
I'm actually, you know, like, it's a little bit of a TMI moment. I'm actually in discussions right now on how to care for one of my family members.
Aw.
And the family member actually opted for a nursing home.
I know.
Yeah, they're
Really,
like,
there's a handful of people that don't want to. This is a real thing. You don't want to inconvenience or bother your family members or your friends to take care of you 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. It's real. It's a reality issue that we have to deal with at some point in our life, right?
okay, what do we got next?
Okay, wheelchair, or you're gonna just use the cane or the walker. Wheelchair's so easy, and let me tell you, we're gonna give you preference if you're wheelchair. You get to go front of the line. You get to do it all. Cane, we're sensitive to you, but
it is still exercise though, and I have seen the effects of.
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yeah, well, I've seen.
right. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do.
If you
There
are
some
able,
people, yeah.
if
there
you are able to still walk around, it's best if you exercise and you know build up your muscles and condition them to some degree, even going through physical therapy, because I've seen people when they go to the hospital and they said every day that you spend on your back in bed in the hospital, that's equivalent to, I think, what is it, like 3 days worth of atrophy in your muscles?
I don't know, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We've seen bedridden clients that don't get out of bed, that atrophy. They're right. Like when you got admitted
And their
into
legs
the
are
hospital,
skinny.
when you got into the hospital, you could walk 5 steps. Now that you've been laying in that bed all day, you can't walk anymore. We don't get it.
Yeah.
Like why?
So I would actually say if you can make use of a cane, even if it's a little bit more laborious than using like a wheelchair, make use of the cane, because the wheelchair is also, that's the last resort too.
Yes.
That's when you can't walk at all.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
As long as I can use a cane or a walker, I'm not going to go into a wheelchair.
I also believe in fitness, so you know it's
Yeah. I
okay.
agree.
Speaking of which, can I ask this one?
Sure.
You've got one. If you have severe or chronic knee pain,
Yeah.
do you take the stairs or do you take an elevator, or maybe do you have one of those elevating lifts installed at your house if you live in a house with stairs on them?
So if you have knee pain, you know the issue is going up the stairs, not going down the stairs. Typically, most people will say, going up the stairs is easy. Going up the stairs is hard. Going down the stairs is easy. But still, people that have knee issues will take the elevator both ways. So sometimes I want to go, well then if you're going up the stairs, take the elevator. But when you're coming down, let's take the stairs just for activity, range of motion. What's your thought?
I would actually say take the elevator, because if you're experiencing severe knee pain anyway,
What if it's not severe?
no, but going up and down stairs, that's only going to exacerbate it.
Okay. I say work it out.
You may actually do
I want to
more
work
harm.
it out. I want to work it
Yeah,
out.
you may wind
I
up
want to
doing
take
more
the
harm to
elevator
yourself.
up, and I want to take the stairs down.
But you know what? Going downstairs, even if you're severely sore because you worked out or you played like in a sporting event, going downstairs isn't as hard as walking up, but still you're slowing your ascent, and that's really putting a lot of strain on your muscles too.
You're saying either way, up or down, take the elevator.
No, up is worse, but down
Yes,
down is no
everybody
cakewalk.
says up is worse.
Yeah.
And then everybody says it's not that bad going down, so let's just take the stairs then going down.
Oh, number 8 is
What's number 8?
this is a real tricky one. Yeah, go ask number 8, please.
Okay, number 8.
And we got to wrap up here because
When it's time for the time, do you want CPR or do you want a DNR? Which DNR stands for do not resuscitate.
And we must contextualize this and say this is completely your own decision.
Absolutely. You need to decide. Don't let your family members decide for you. You decide.
While you are of sound mind, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want a nurse to do CPR on you? If I can't feel a pulse or respirations, do you want me to try to do CPR on you and try to revive you? Or do you want me to just let you peacefully?
And this is a major decision because depending on what you believe in and what your financial position is, you can say, do I want to impose on my family
Because
even more
if I do
weeks and with even
CPR
more bills? Like, that's a lot of financial hardship.
Yeah,
However, depending on where you go to church and what you believe in,
yes.
you can say, you have to give medical professionals the chance to actually revive you. Otherwise, you're jeopardizing your soul.
But if I do CPR, the longer you're out and the longer I'm doing CPR, the longer when you come out, if you come out of it, the recovery process and the rehabilitation is more severe, right?
You could be in a
And so-
vegetative state.
Yes.
Because basically,
You could be in a vegetative state. You could be on a ventilator, or you could not. You could go left. You could be totally fine after you come out of it. Or
how long actually when someone's heart stops does the effects of brain damage? How long will it be until the effects of brain damage kick in?
Oh, like as soon as you start, we're not getting any more oxygen to your brain, right? So the longer you're out, 5 minutes you're out, then really, when you wake up, it's gonna be a struggle. So. Do you want me to do CPR?
But again,
or do you want me to just? God has called you home. It's time to go. What would you?
Okay, and at what point do you actually? Can you let your primary physician say, okay, if anything ever happens to me, I want to do not resuscitate? Then can it just be when? Can I do that today, like I would like a last will and testament or like a mortgage statement?
Yes, you can do it today. I can do it
because
today.
if I know I've contracted,
you can do it today. You can tell your family members today, but what typically happens in the medical profession, if you're at a stage in your life where you have a terminal diagnosis,
right,
then we got to ask you now. We can't wait till it's too late. But if you're Jason or me, we can decide today. And today you can tell your sister and your mom, and I can tell my girls what we want to do.
And this is a really heavy topic, but everybody I know has you've had these conversations around the water cooler. It's like, oh man, if it came down to it, would I want a DNR?
I'm DNR. What are you?
Are you? I don't have anything on paper right now.
Oh, I don't either. I'm just saying.
When my father passed, the doctor came out and told us he had suffered a terminal event, and I had no idea what that meant. Like at the time, and they're like, yeah, he had his heart stopped, and they said he also had like a DNR. We didn't even know.
You didn't know?
No.
He didn't share it with you.
No. He had made that decision when he was still like of sound mind, several months before. But I was like, oh.
And how was your feelings on that one? Were you like, man, I wish Dad would have told us? Or were you okay when the doctor? Because that's his last wish.
Yeah, and I know my dad would not have wanted to. Again, he would not want to impose. He did not want to do any more suffering himself, and he was like, this is, he's doing what's best for the family.
Yeah. So my mom, she wants CPR. My dad, DNR. It's so weird how they're so.
And your family is religious, right? They are people of faith.
Yeah.
How did they balance that with saying, it's not in your hands to make that call?
My dad
is God's
just
call.
more practical. Like, I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want you to have to change my diaper. I don't want you to have to decide. I'm going to decide. Versus my mom is more like, God said, you can't choose your fate. God said He's choosing your fate. So you do CPR, and if God decides that at the end of your 30 compressions and your 2 breaths that I'm not going to breathe and my heart's not going to come back, then that's God's decision to not bring it back. So my mom is more on the religious, my dad's more practical, and I get both of them. I truly do.
Here's the moral argument. I've heard some people say of this discussion as we wind down on a possibly morbid note, that they believe that if you are doing that and you say, if anything happens, I do not want resuscitation, they have equated that to a form of suicide.
Yes, my mom totally says that all the time. And I'm like, I just don't feel.
And again, if you grew up in in a Catholic or Christian background and everything,
we totally respect it, right? We respect your religious beliefs, And it really is just your decision. You decide. But I highly recommend you share it with your family so they're not in shock.
Can you change this after you've put it on paper that you say?
Yeah, oh, totally.
You can change. You can
Yes.
completely
Ladies
waffle
and
on it.
gentlemen, you could on Monday say, I want a DNR. And then on Friday say, you hit menopause, you bought a Ferrari, you got a new hot chick girlfriend, and change it to, I want CPR. So yes, you can absolutely change it at any point and any time of your life.
Okay, because I mean, it's one thing to say yes. I want, if anything happens to me, I'm going to sign my organ donor card. But the DNR thing, that's a major decision.
Major.
And we have a lot of fun on this show, trying to educate you guys. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is something that you should probably have conversations with your family about, with your
But
physician.
if you don't, like Jason's dad didn't, your dad, you said you didn't know your dad.
Well, that
DNR.
was also after a lengthy
you
battle
don't-
with a very, very troubling disease.
Yeah, I think as a family member you respect it, and
Yeah.
right? Like, I think like in the end,
My grandfather also did the same thing, so I think
Did
that was
he?
my father's. He's like, hey, this
and
is.
I think when it's all said and done, then you go, yeah, I knew he was gonna want to be a DNR.
Yeah.
I just know, I know him, I love him. I knew he wasn't gonna want us to do CPR. So
Tell you what, what's next week? Can we talk about the process of death?
okay, is that what?
No,
you
we
guys
did.
wanna
No, we
talk
did that
about?
already. Okay, what do you guys want to see us talk about here on Nurse Jen Explains? Because again, it is a crowdsourced show. We're taking the information that you want to know and we're feeding it to you. And this beautiful creature over here will explain whatever you want to know as far as mental, physiological, whatever like that. But we got to run. So
Yes.
this was interesting.
Yes.
Father Time calls us. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about time, and Time is calling us right now because we got to go do another interview. She's got to go take health check.
Health check. Don't wreck yourself. Health check yourself.
There you go. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye.